Now, the civic mess that we've been seeing in the city of Bengaluru and the horrifying memories of the early 2016 deluge have posed some critical questions for the city of Chennai. Just how prepared is the city to face the monsoon fury which wreaked havoc only 8 months back? A fact-finding report by an NGO paints a rather bleak picture for the city. Despite massive funds and a clean-up drive to free clogged and encroached water bodies, nothing much really has changed on the ground. India Today did a spot check at the Vilivakam Lake. This lake initially covers an area of 300 acres and with time it has shrunk to 80 acres and now nearly 52 acres of land is covered with mud and dirt. The state government allocated 110 crore rupees to deal with the problem of water body encroachments. Machines were even hired and there was a massive cleanup drive. But despite all the assurances that has been made by the Chief Minister, the city still lives in constant fear. If rains were to happen just how it did last year, then tragedy is bound to hit the residents of Chennai yet again.
Absolutely. The original Vilivakam lake was almost close to 300 acres. Now, if you look at it, the lake is actually shrunk to about 52 acres. And even in that 52 acres, what they have done is, about a couple of years back, the entire metro rail debris, the construction that they are doing for the metro rail, entire debris is being dumped mindlessly into the Vilivakam lake. Now, that 50-odd acres of the lake has now shrunk to close to about 20 acres.
The barren land behind me is actually a lake. This lake is called as Vilivakam Lake and it had an area of 80 acres. But what you see right now is only mud and puddle everywhere because this particular location, just like any other water body in Chennai, is under encroachment. Unfortunately, we've come to know that the encroaching personality here is the government itself, as they are using it as a dump yard, especially to dump waste that has been removed from metro train project. Now, metro train project nearly removes almost 30 to 40 tons of mud, sand and debris, especially from one particular site. This was used as a dump yard and for nearly 3 months the entire place was covered with lorries carrying almost 50 tons of mud and everything, and it has been completely spread here. This was one of the land and one of the places that were completely damaged during the flood. In fact, during the past Chennai floods, people were submerged in nearly up to this much amount of water, up to their hip. In fact, they struggled so much that we had to bring in rescue people here. They were rescued through boats and other measures. They did not have food and anything for nearly a week. And even then, after that, instead of desilting this place and removing the mud from here, we come to know that the government is using it as a dump yard. Now, the people here are still complaining. Almost 2,000 families are around this lake right now. They don't know what they are going to do when the monsoon hits Chennai again. This is Pramod Madhav for India Today.
Okay, let's go straight now to Mr. Chandra Mohan, whose NGO came out with that report. Chandra Mohan, thanks so much for speaking to us on India Today. Now, no one can really forget those floods that took place in Chennai last year. It was the worst ever that anyone had seen in the last 100 years. Now, tell us, why should residents in Chennai be, wary and fearful if rains of that magnitude were to occur again?
Well, the first and foremost thing is the callous attitude of the government. Absolutely no work, or literally work which is going at a very snail pace, is happening in Chennai. No desilting of the water canals, no desilting of the lakes is happening, no encroachments are being removed. What is happening is that the government doesn't care. And it is up to us to do whatever it needs to be done to save our loved ones and our belongings. And we've been talking to PW officials, we've been talking to IAS officers, and they give us all kinds of excuses. But the main issue is there's no political will here. It looks like as if the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu doesn't want to do anything for Chennai. And that is the bottom line. And whichever water bodies we have gone to and we did a social audit with the citizens, what we found is alarming. Every stormwater drain is completely filled with all kinds of debris and all kinds of garbages, and there's no way for the water to flow away. And all the lakes are being encroached, just like how you saw it in the Vilivakam Lake. How can somebody even think about dumping metro rail debris into a lake, which naturally acts as a buffer when a flood comes in? If you fill the lake with all these debris, then obviously the area is going to get flooded. It doesn't take rocket science. It's simple. But this is how the government is acting. And the people, based on our audit report, that which Araporiyakam did, it is quite clear this time, since it's being an El Nino year, when the rains do come in, we are in much worse shape than we are. So it is up to people to come to the streets, because we are organizing on 28th a public hearing. We are forced to do this, where we are calling the MLAs and PW officials and everybody to come and listen to the people. We are asking people to come to Vallur Kotam morning 9 o'clock so that they can air their grievances and put the government on the spotlight and make them do the work. It is a humongous exercise where people in Chennai need to come together and get it done, because the government simply is not doing the job.
Now, apart from the excessive dumping of garbage into the lake and the administration's failure to ensure timely desilting, as you just suggested, and what you found out, have you also seen illegal constructions around that lake or over the lake or over the stormwater drainage system? What else have you been able to discover in your findings?
Here's the thing, the most important thing is that when they talk about encroachment, the first thing normally people think about is slums. But actually, what we found out is over 90% of encroachments done in the city on the water bodies are done by government with the CMDA approval, with the government approval. From IT parks to private colleges, you name it, hospitals, you name it. These are the major ones who do the encroachment. And then they blame it on the poor, and they blame it, they tell you that the slums are the reasons why it is being encroached. So whenever there is a flood, like they did in Saidapet, they went and just removed a few slum people from there, and where did they put them? They put them right inside a lake. That's how intelligent things are being done over here.
Chandra Mohan, have you taken the findings of your report to the government or any official or bureaucrat? And if yes, what has the response been so far?
PW Minister, the Secretary, and we also went to the Chief Secretary. But we were not able to meet them. They were not willing to meet us.
Okay.
So apparently they are very busy. I don't know, what their game plan is. I don't know what their plan is to save Chennai from floods again. But if they're not going to take interest in these reports, that which the government is supposed to be doing these things, but as citizens we are taking it up and doing it. We have no qualms in doing it. But at least the government has to listen to us.
Yes.
Or even give us an audience to look at the report and figure out solutions. We are ready to work with the government. But if the government doesn't want to do anything, what options do we have? So do we have to pick up a kitchen fork and go and dig our own lakes and desalt ourselves?
Right.
I mean, this is not why we voted these people to power for. It's ridiculous, actually.
All right.
And it is quite alarming. And we are actually telling people, save yourself.
All right.
Try and barricade your home before the monsoon comes.
Okay, Chandra Mohan there. Thank you so much. And yes, it is indeed a frightening scenario that has come to light. Pramod joins us for more. Pramod, the residents of Chennai could be just facing a similar, future like the residents of Bengaluru. All of a sudden, one fine day, the authorities waking up and realizing the enormity of this matter and, sending bulldozers to just demolish their homes.
Lavantika, as of now, that situation is not trying to be prevailing here, because people in Chennai, like Chandra Mohan initiated and others have found out, their houses are pretty stable and they are at locations that is considered as water bodies, especially the ones after we go away from Saidapet, location completely that was once Pallikarnai marshland, which was close to 5,000 acres, now is actually home to so many IT companies and many colleges and lots of residences. Now, apparently Corporation of Chennai has no decision as far as now. They have not taken any decision like that. In fact, during the 2015 December rains itself, they decided to, certain officials went to the locations. Yes, they went to the places, they spoke to the people, they tried to do something like that, but nothing happened. What they have done is that people who are actually living next to the Saidapet river or any river flow on the riverside bed, they removed those people from that house, and from their houses there, they constructed almost 10,000 houses, that is after Chembarambakam. That is like really far away from Chennai. We can say at least 50 kilometers from mainland Chennai, and they have constructed houses there, and people have been moved to that place. But people who nearly spend 50 to 60 lakh for their single house or a villa kind of thing, they constructed beautiful houses there. It still stands there, and the officials are not aware what to do with them as of now, Avantika.
Okay. Pramod there. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us an update.